When you first go to your Documents folder for Onshape, you'll probably see a folder called Student Templates. Click on it, and inside there is something called Assembly Practice. Make a copy. You have to right-click on it and then copy the workspace. And it'll say Assembly Practice, make a copy, copy. Maybe you want to put your last name on this one. And now you should have this project called Assembly Practice, make a copy with your last name on it. Now that you have your own copy of Assembly Practice, you're going to notice that I have three parts in here. I have this little block with a hole cut through the center of it. I've got this kind of round cylinder with a cone on the top of it. And I've got this little wedge shape object. We're going to kind of build a rocket ship. Imagine building a rocket ship when you were a little kid using wooden blocks. So we're going to go over to the assembly. You should have a tab that says assembly. An assembly is just that. You're going to assemble all of your pieces. Up here at the top, you have insert, and it'll ask you what do you want to insert into the parts. You can insert one at a time. You can insert multiple parts. So the first thing I want to do is get that block with the hole cut through it. And I can place it wherever I want and click on the screen. Or if I just come over here and click this little check mark, it'll place it at the origin. See how it's kind of at the origin now? There's that origin little box. And there's my object. Not very fancy. Let's go through here and let's insert the other pieces. The wedge. I want the wedge there. And you'll notice that I can add more of them if I want. So I'll put 4 wedges because I need 4 of those. And then the last thing I need is that round cylinder and place it in there. I am now done. There's all my objects. If you zoom out, you can see all the different parts that you have. You can move these parts around. So if I click on this part, it'll move it somewhere else in space. That can get you into a lot of trouble right away. So before you move anything, you want to lock one of your pieces down in place. And that term is called to fix it. So I'm going to fix this yellow block. If I click on it once and then use the right click on my mouse, I can fix it right there. And you can know it's fixed by looking right here at the piece. So over here in this little menu bar, there's one of the pieces, a different piece, a different piece. I can unclick them. There's that round cylinder. But if I look at this piece right here, it has this little symbol that says part is fixed. Now, if I come over here and try to move pieces around, that's fine. This one won't move. So we need to assemble these, and we're going to use this menu up here. And these are all called mates. So we're going to mate the two pieces together. Let's start off by building the fins for our rocket ship. I'll move some of this out of the way. And we want to mate this edge right here, this edge of this wedge shape, to this edge right there. So to do that, we use one of these tools right here. I'm going to click on this one. This is called the Fasten Mate. And when I click on it, it's going to ask me, what parts do you want to mate together? I want to mate this line right here. And see this little tool that comes up? I can move it to different places on there. But I'm going to go right there in the center and click on it. So it's saying, hey, you're going to mate that one piece right there. And I'm going to click same thing right here and mate that there. Now that's not exactly what I wanted. I can click this, flip the primary axis, and that's not exactly what I wanted either. Or I can revolve it, reorientate the secondary axis. Ah, that's what I wanted. See how it's put onto that rocket ship kind of like a fin? You can click solve and click that green check mark. And just like that, we have one of our fins for our rocket ship. It won't move because this one's fixed, and now this one's stuck to it. Let's go around and do another one. So I'm going to try that one more time. Click on this, fasten, and you're seeing now it's building it. Here's all the parts, and here's the different mates that we've created. I'm going to click on that edge again. I'll click on that edge again. And you can see it's not quite the way we want it. Adjust it with a couple of these. Solve it. And check mark. Let's do that quicker. Fasten that. And I'm going to fasten this one right here. Oh, wait a second. That's not what I wanted. That's totally wrong. There's a couple of ways you can fix that. I'll go ahead and check it off. And you can see, wait a second, it's fastened in the wrong place. That's not where I wanted it. You can see that's this fasten right here. So I could go backwards. I could right click on this one and delete that. And now it's unfastened. If I click the wrong parts, I could say, I don't want to connect those parts. Remember, I wanted to connect that edge and this edge. Let's go back and change that around. Solve. And we have one left. That edge. And that edge. And that one was perfect the first time. Solve, check mark. Hey, there's the beginnings of our rocket ship. It's probably not quite the right view we want. There's the right side of view, left side view, and the bottom. So now we need to do a different mate. And there's all these revolute, a slider mate, a planar mate, a cylindrical mate, pin slot, different types of mates that you can use. I'm going to try this cylindrical mate. So I want to click inside this hole. I'm going to go to the bottom of it. And then I'm going to find the bottom of this cylinder. And that's not what we wanted. Once again, you can always try to flip it around or change the axis. Changing the axis won't help on this round object. But you see how when I flipped it around, it lined up the two bottoms of this? And I have our rocket ship. One of the things that you could have changed on that last cylindrical mate, I'll double click and open it again, is, well, hold on one second. Instead of doing a cylindrical, I could have done a revolute, and I could have offset it. I'm going to go back and delete that and move this out of the way. We can go back to the original fasten mate, and with the fasten mate, you can click on the bottom of this and make sure I'm right in the center of that hole, and it's fastened, and I can offset. So with the offset, you see how there's the X. Think about it in graphing. There's the X, there's the Y, and then there's the Z coming at you. Well, this shows you the red is the X, the Y is green, and the blue is Z. So if I wanted to offset that up a little bit higher, that's the Z axis. So see the Z axis right there? I can say maybe offset that 25 millimeters. And when I hit solve, it brought it down. Did I want to bring it down? No, I wanted to bring it up 25 millimeters. So what's the opposite of 25? Negative 25. Solve that, and it brought it up into the rocket ship. I'll go ahead and hit solve and check mark. And now you can see this rocket ship with the red cylinder is offset by 25 millimeters. Let's go to an isometric of it. Probably not the best view. Let's try another view of that. That way we can see the whole thing's assembled. The final thing you'll have to do is take a screenshot of this and upload it to my Canvas page. That's the assembly. I left another website for you that has a lesson on assemblies from Onshape, and they'll go over all of these tools in depth. Make this object. If you have time left over, watch that in-depth tutorial from Onshape and keep working on your puzzle cube.